My fellow nerdicans, welcome back to another episode of That's So Nerdy. Today we have another gameplay video for you, and it's going to be Anniversary Bardock versus 18 mil. So this is a really fun game, and it turned out to be a little more interesting than I was expecting, because I didn't really think about the fact that he's playing the mill variant of this deck, and you'll start to see during the game that I go in pretty heavy just trying to pull cards from my deck, and I don't think about it until it's really too late. And I don't want to provide any spoilers or anything, but it definitely made the game a lot more of a nail biter for me, because once I realized that if he hits me with his Frieza, then it's just over. There's nothing that I can do. Alright, so I am piloting Bardock, if you haven't gathered that already, and Tommy is piloting 18. And Tommy won the dice roll. He got the highest roll, so he gets to go first. Now we've spent a lot of time tinkering with both this Bardock and his 18 deck, and honestly, they're both really good. Bardock turned out better than I expected, and I've actually made a few changes since this video. Well, not a few changes, just one real big change is set 15 was released, and I swapped out Protector of the People with Ultimate minus Energy Ball. Or is it minus Powerball? Well, either way, it's the free black counter that has been, desired by black players forever, because every other color has one. But now black finally has one, and it's made this deck a lot more playable and a lot more intimidating since the addition of that, because being able to just warp something with 15k ignoring barrier is just a really strong ability, especially when you can do it for free. So, Android 16 for his mother is the first card that Tommy's going to play out. For those who don't know, Android 18 has the ability to play with the Android 21 scheme that just starts on the battlefield, and it makes 2 clone tokens on my side of the board, which makes the mill strategy feasible, because he's playing 100% Overdrive at full power Freezer, however you say it. It's quite a long title for the card, but it's got triple strike and I believe 35k, if I'm not mistaken. And when it swings, you oh, bless me, Jesus, sorry, I apologize for that. That snuck out of nowhere. Where was I? Sneezed the thought right out of my head. Oh, anyway, that's what makes the mill strategy feasible, because the Frieza, when it attacks, you pop your opponent's board, and then they mill 2 cards for every battle card that's on their board. And since tokens count as battle cards, boom, you get a few of those tokens on the board, and your opponent is just playing out cards if they don't know exactly what they're going up against. it can be really dangerous. So I'm obviously trying to go in at his life, because that's my only win con for here, is to just go at him hard. So I used SS4 call to pull back a Vegeta and another SS4 call, so that means I need to bottom deck something from my hand, which I do now. And now I've got my Unison on the board, I've got, which I'm going to swing with now, I've got just my lead, all my energy's tapped, but that's fine at this point. And then after my swing with my Unison, it looks like I passed the turn. Now, by now, normally what you want to have seen with Android 18 is you want to have your Unison out there also. It makes it a lot more intimidating, I want to say, to have your Unison out there, because it just builds up markers, and it also makes it so your 18 counterplay is live for 1 energy instead of 4 energy, which bottom decks, I believe, a 4 or less, and then plays itself out and it's a blocker, so that's really nice. Excuse me, I apologize for yawning so much, but it's been a rough few days at work. I live in the Sierra Nevadas, and we got hit with a really large snowstorm, and at the place where I work, I'm responsible for snow removal. So yeah, I'm pretty tired, and it is what it is. I like making money. Alright, so turn 3, I start by charging a Gohan. Normally, if he had a Unison with 3 or more markers on it on the board, that would pop a marker off of it. But since he doesn't, that doesn't do anything when it's placed in energy. That's one thing I really do like about this Bardock deck, this SS4 deck, is that a lot of the cards, the Prismatic Burst cards, they have abilities that proc when they're placed in your energy. I mean, just as long as you run it behind this leader. And actually, the SS3 Bardock, it would work as well, but only on the Awakened side, because on the Unawakened side, he's still Mass Saiyan, so he's not officially Bardock, But their abilities would proc in that deck as well, as long as it was on the Awakened side. Which honestly, in that deck, isn't really hard to do. Have yourself awakened by turn 2. But that's neither here nor there, because we're not playing that deck. And neither is Tom. So as you can see, this is a super exciting game with Tommy not really wanting to swing into me in fear of, giving me resources. See, he tries to play the 18 counterplay right here, but I remind him that he doesn't have his Unison on the board, so it's not a 1 cost, it's a 4 cost, so that doesn't work out. But I played my Vegeta Prismatic Burst, so both his abilities proc, one to make my opponent bottom deck a card and then draw a card, and then I get to draw 2 cards, and then I bottom deck 1 card. Another thing I really like about these SS4 cards is they're all 16k. Well, I mean, except for the Unison. The Unison's 15. But having 16k cards is just... You're essentially swinging with like 20ks, honestly. Because your opponent still has to combo out above 15, or above 16. Which means they're not going to be able to combo out with something piddly. And and then I swung with my leader and used my leader's ability to tap down the blocker token that he just played out. Now he's awakening because taking the life to play out the blocker token and play the counter attack brought him down to awakening range. And for the luck of, well, I mean, not luck, what word would I use? For the benefit of Bardock, he actually doesn't need to be at a life total to awaken. He just needs 4 different colors present on the battlefield or in your energy, which I do. I got red, green, and black, or red, green, blue, and black. So that's why I was able to awaken when I did, in case anybody was wondering why I'm still at 8 life and able to awaken, because I don't actually have to take myself down to a certain life total in order to proc the ability to awaken, which is really nice. Another benefit of the Bardock deck. Honestly, a lot of people really didn't like this deck when it came out, and I've always been really hyped on it because I really love Super Saiyan 4. I'm one of those people that's a GT fan, just because honestly I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I like it. Pretty much anything that has to do with Dragon Ball, except for the abomination of a live-action movie that I dare not speak its name. Travesty. Ugh. All right, let's move on. I don't want to taint the video with any more talk about that. Ugh. All right, so I finally take a damage, and it definitely took long enough. But honestly, this deck, even against a deck that isn't as slow paced as 18 mil, because 18 doesn't really need to swing into you in order to benefit from its abilities, except for now that it's on its awakened side. But he could always swing into Unison in order to not give me resources for my life. But Tommy doesn't really do that often. He's getting better about it, swinging at Unison in opportune moments, but it's still something he needs help with. Honestly, I do too. Sometimes I focus a little too hard on Unison. Sometimes I don't focus hard enough on Unison. I mean, it is what it is. Only time will make you better. Only practice can make you a good player, honestly. So now I play my SCR, the Vermilion, SS4, the Vermilion Sands, which is really... I was super stoked when I pulled that card. I actually pulled it in one of my videos on the channel. If you want to go check it out, it is the first of the Saiyan Showdown videos that I made, and I was super stoked to pull it. And I'm doing the activate main right now to play out. I get to play out up to 4 2-drop SS4 cards, but I don't have 4 because they all have to have different names. So you can't just play out a bunch of Vegetas. You can't play out just a bunch of Gohans. They have to be different cards. And the only ones that I really want to play out are those 3. I'd like to play out more, but I don't have the ones that I want available to me because, as you can see, my life total is still really high, and I still have a lot of resources that are just tucked away in my life that I never get to see this game. yeah, as you see, there's Protector of the People in my hand. And while that is a good counterattack, because it is essentially like a floodgate. Well, I mean, it is a floodgate as long as your opponent's swinging in with a bunch of battle cards. But you always have to pay the energy cost for it, which can be a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. Not so much in this deck because the leader allows you to untap 1 energy after you swing with it at the end of your turn. So that's nice and all, but free counters are just where it's at. Anybody who knows this game, like, if you don't have free counters, then it's really limiting your play, because you have to choose what you're going to spend your energy on. You have to be more frugal with how you're going to spend your resources. And if you have free counters, then you don't have to worry about it. So I use my leader's swing to tap down his 16 because I get to tap something down. So I mean, I figured I'll tap this down in case I want to swing into it. But there's really no point in swinging into it. The only time that it's really feasible to want to take Android 16 off of the field is if you're warping him, because your opponent can just play him right back from drop by popping 1 of your clone tokens. They typically don't want to do that because they want to keep as many clone tokens on board as possible, but at the same time, the fact that 16 doubles the amount of tokens once per turn, it's something that you don't really want to sleep on too much. So I'm going to super combo, draw a card. I'm just trying to put in some more damage because I'm trying to... This is my game turn that I'm going for. If I don't make it out of this turn, then I'm done for. So I have to go in hard because I know by now he has that Frieza, and considering how he charged a Rebirth already, that means that he has another Rebirth. That's how my mind's working. And I did preemptively make him warp his 2 battlefield cards before the Gogeta attacked, but then I attacked with it and we remedied it. So yeah, now I'm just trying to go in hard because I still have a fairly decent board. I have a couple more swings, and honestly, even if Gogeta's swings don't go through all the way here, I'm going to swing in with the Goku also, because like I said, if I don't make it out of this, if I don't win this turn, then I'm not making it to the next turn. He'll mill me out. I think at this time I have 12 cards in my deck, so I just go ahead and combo everything off, and that's game. We call it there. He probably could have comboed out, but it would have left him with nothing to do next turn, so he called it. Alright, well, if you like what you saw, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Have any questions, leave them in the comments, and stay nerdy.